Hey everyone, and welcome back to the show. I'm Mark, and as always, I'm joined by the ever-inquisitive Jenny.
Hey Mark, always a pleasure to be here. And today, we've got something that I think even times you're going to find pretty wild. We're diving into the world of AI-powered programming, specifically Anthropic's new Claude 3.7 and their coding-focused tool, Claude Code.
Oh man, this is the cool part. I've been playing around with Claude Code, and it's seriously impressive. We're not just talking about another incremental improvement here. This thing is showing some real sparks of, dare I say, intelligence? Or, well, program times intelligence anyway.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. We've talked about AI coding assistants before. What makes Claude Code different? Is it just a better autocomplete? Or is there something more going on?
It's asterisk way times more than autocomplete, Jenny. Think of it like this. Traditional coding assistants are great for, filling in the blanks, suggesting syntax, that sort of thing. Claude Code ... It's more like having a coding partner. It can understand the time intent times behind your code, not just the individual lines.
Intent? So it's not just looking at the patterns, it's actually trying to figure out what you times want time to build?
Exactly. And that's thanks to what Anthropic calls their hybrid reasoning engine. So basically what's happening is, it has two modes. A standard mode for quick answers, and an extended thinking mode for tackling those really gnarly head-scratching problems.
Extended thinking mode. Oos, that sounds intriguing. Like it's actually taking the time to, times think, times through the problem?
Precisely. It can analyze code, identify bugs, even suggest entirely new approaches to a problem. I saw one demo where it refactored an entire section of code, added unit tests, and time-fixed a build error, all in one go.
That's a lot. I can already hear our listeners thinking, okay, so is this thing going to replace programmers?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's a valid one. There's definitely some anxiety in the developer community about that. I was just reading about this in Source 7.9. There was a discussion about job displacement because these autonomous coding models are reaching human parity in specific tasks. But Anthropic has this responsible scaling policy, where they're putting limits on how much code it can generate in enterprise settings, precisely to avoid, sudden massive job losses.
That's reassuring, I guess. It's good they're thinking about the ethical implications. But putting the job market aside for a moment, how does Claude Code actually times work? Is it some fancy web app or?
Here's the thing about Claude Code. It's designed to integrate directly into your existing workflow. It's a command line tool. 5. So you're interacting with it right in your terminal, alongside your other development tools.
A command line tool? That's surprisingly old school, in a way. I would have expected some slick, graphical interface.
Right? But it makes perfect sense. Developers live in the terminal. It's where they're most comfortable, most efficient, and Claude Code integrates with things like GitHub, so all the changes it makes are tracked, versioned, everything.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal. It's not some separate, isolated thing, it's part of the ecosystem.
Exactly. It's an asterisk augmentation, not a replacement. And the benchmark numbers are pretty impressive. They're claiming a 70% success rate on the SWE bench. That's a standard test for measuring how well an AI can solve real-world coding problems without human help, a friend.
70%? That's significant. So it's not perfect, but it's getting pretty darn close.
It is. Although, times laughs, there's a funny little quirk. It seems to be amazing at solving complex logic puzzles, but it's not as strong in pure math. 3. So don't ask it to do your calculus homework, I guess.
You know what this reminds me of? It's like those early chess-playing computers. They could beat grandmasters, but they couldn't, make a cup of coffee.
That's a asterisk perfect times analogy. It's specialized intelligence. It's incredibly good at what it's designed to do, but it's not a general-purpose AI yet.
So what's the takeaway here? Is Claude Code the future of programming?
It's asterisk times future, for sure. It's a powerful tool that's going to change how developers work. It'll automate a lot of the tedious stuff, free up programmers to focus on the more creative, strategic aspects of their jobs. And honestly, it's just really, really cool technology.
I agree, and I think we should continue to watch what happens with Claude and other AI tools. Thanks for the breakdown, Mark.
Anytime, Jenny. Always fun to chat with you.